Imagine a loved one taken before it was their time. The cause of their early demise was avoidable. The individual responsible has been identified. They have been convicted of first-degree murder. Their sentence is life without the possibility of parole. And you, as a taxpaying citizen, can pay for the murderer to live out the rest of his or her days. Hello, my name is Dennis Atkerson, and I'm an advocate for the death penalty. Today I'm going to explain in detail the need for the death penalty. I will cover a brief overview of the history of the death penalty in the U.S. and different methods. Then we will discuss what crimes that are punishable by death. We will then cover the differences between a traditional criminal trial and a death penalty case. Lastly, we will discuss the benefits of society for implementing the death penalty. The death penalty should not be taken lightly. Society will be responsible for ending another person's existence. However, if the defendant is proven guilty in certain situations, a sentence of death is justified. The history of the death penalty in the U.S. can be traced back to its roots of capital punishment influenced by European settlers from Britain settling in North America. Captain George Kendall was the first recorded execution in the United States. Kendall, a former council member, was accused of conspiracy. Captain Kendall was executed by firing squad on December 1st, 1608. The execution took place at Jamestown in the colony of Virginia. Over the last 400 years, death sentences have been carried out by different means. Injection, electrocution, gas, firing squad, and hanging are the 5 methods of execution still utilized in the U.S. today. New Hampshire and Washington are currently the only 2 states where hangings are still legal. So as you can see, capital punishment has been around for a long time and is still being practiced today. Currently, there are very few crimes that carry the death penalty. These crimes include treason, espionage, murder, and large-scale drug trafficking. According to Wikipedia, all inmates that are currently on federal death row have been convicted of aggravated murder. More executions are handed out and completed by state government than by federal government. This leads us to what are the differences between a normal criminal case and a case that the death penalty is an option. In normal criminal proceedings, a single jury will decide if a defendant is guilty or not. If they are found to be guilty, the judge will determine the sentence. In the case of a death penalty trial, 2 juries are involved. The first decides whether the defendant is guilty or not. If found guilty, the accused will then stand trial in front of the second jury that will decide his fate, whether it be life imprisonment or the death sentence. Now that we have a brief understanding of the history of the death penalty, types of execution, crimes that can lead to the conviction, and how the trial system works, we will look into the positive benefits of having a death penalty option. As an advocate for the death penalty, I will list several strong points for its justification. First and foremost, it provides closure to the victim's friends and family. An eye for an eye. If your loved one was taken, why the convicted murderer should be allowed to live out their life with free clothing, free food, and roof over their head with no real responsibilities. Capital punishment is the best way to weed out the worst elements of our society. The acts that they have committed are among the worst any human being can do to another. The cost savings to taxpayers is considerable. If the inmate has the chance of parole, they will never become a valuable member of society. The only person that benefits from them remaining alive is the criminal themselves. The death sentence is a strong deterrent to criminals who know if they commit a certain crime, they will pay for it with their own life. Many convicted murderers are put in the general population in prison, and their attitude and lack of value for life contaminates other inmates, who are then released back into normal civilization, and this continues the cycle. The death penalty has been around for a long time. Not all crimes are punishable by death, only the most heinous are. Remember, the death penalty cases are tried by 2 separate juries, one to decide if the defendant is guilty and one to decide the punishment. Lastly, remember the benefits that all of society will reap via the death penalty. Closure for the family, capital punishment weeds out the worst of society, the death penalty helps to ease tax burdens, death is a strong deterrent to most criminals, and by eliminating the murderers, they are less likely to corrupt other inmates that may be released back into society. Thank you.